Okay, this is George Stanley's character of Jennifer Flood. So, first of all, 4 for 8 is very, very small. It's not fairly small. I think it's in some sort of definitions it's actually a clinical dwarf. So I don't know if you mean 4 for 8. It doesn't matter. Someone can be 4 for 8. I just think finding an actor who is actually 4 for 8 might be a challenge. But you could just get taller actors to sort of fill in like they did in The Hobbit or Perspective. But is that really what the character's about? I think if you get a short actor because they're a short actor, that's one thing. But if you get a short actor, and that's sometimes that can make the character all about the appearance rather than what's inside. And I think Jennifer has actually got a lot to offer if we look a little bit deeper into her character. So
there's nothing in this that says why they're rivals.
I'm going to skip over the drugs for a minute and come back to that. But the second paragraph, it says Jennifer as a woman is forced to use her looks and her body to attract more clients.
That's why she gets so excited about.
What I'd really like to know is who is forcing her.
Like that.
Because it says she does well at her job, and it says she makes a lot of money at it, and it says she's good at her job. But if she was good at it, would she really have to do this? I mean, who's forcing her? Is she forcing herself to do this? Because obviously she's got very low self-esteem. Does she feel, maybe because of the pressures around her, because of the fact we do live in a patriarchal society, because of the fact that she's in a very misogynist environment, is it those pressures feeding in on her, eating away at her self-confidence and making her feel that she's got to use her looks and her body? Or is it her boss? Does she have a particularly domineering superior maybe who's saying, this is all you've got, this is all you're worth? Because I think if we're going to see all that there is to Jennifer, she's got to find a way to realise that she's worth so much more than that, because she is. She obviously is, or she wouldn't be in the job in the first place, because if all you had to do as a female, as a city trader, was look pretty, everyone would be doing it. So there must be more to her than that. And I think you've got so much potential in the script to discover that and to help her discover it. It also says all she wants is a family. I mean, obviously she's got her mother, and her mother is a family, but what does she mean? Is she craving maternal instinct? Does she just want to change? Maybe she thinks she wants a family, but what she actually wants is respect or friendship.
Knowing why. How is this woman in a man primarily dominated male environment?
It says she can't imagine ever meeting a man who she loves.
It says here that she feels a bit captain.
Now, this could go one or two ways, but the way I'm feeling is this is crying out for sort of maybe lesbian exploration, bisexual exploration. Maybe she's just not comfortable with her sexuality. I mean, it's possible. She becomes so convinced by all the men she's around that she could never love a man, that maybe she does explore a lesbian or female, maybe a transgendered option as a partner. And maybe then she realises it wasn't for her and she's just been meeting the wrong men. But it completely depends on where you want to go with that. Do you actually want her to end up with someone? But one thing I really think is she's got to stop doing the drugs. Absolutely. And by the end of the film, she's got to at least be starting along that progress. Otherwise, well, firstly, she'd probably die if she was doing 3 grams of cocaine a day and then more at night. She probably wouldn't live very long anyway, so you wouldn't have a very long film. But also, I don't think the audience, I don't think they'll sympathise. I think if you want the audience to sympathise, you've got to see her improving herself. All the drugs are doing, as you've written very, very truthfully, is they're battering her self-confidence more, they're getting her trapped more and more into this cycle. So it's got to be a very steady balance throughout the story of her self-confidence raising and the drugs going down as a result, and because the drugs are going down, she feels better about herself, and eventually, by the end, she doesn't necessarily have to be in a position where she never uses her body and she never flirts to get maybe clients on her side, and she never ever takes drugs, but she's got to be at a point where she doesn't rely on either of those things anymore, and where if she were to actually enter a relationship, she'd be doing it as an equal party, not as someone who needs rescuing. Because I think if she needs rescuing, she's always going to end up as a very minor supporting role to some hero, and she's worth a lot more than that. You put a lot more effort into this character than to make her a minor supporting role who needs saving by a man. So I really hope you go with that. Thanks.